dual blades as a weapon type harness the newly unleashed powers of darkness to reach new levels of power? Or would the weight of that darkness clash too intensely with the dual blades' playstyle? Alright dual blade homies, it's time for us to explore combining the insane potential of the Dark Knight's 4-piece unique armor skill, the Blackest Night, with the aggressiveness and elusive nature of our favorite weapon type. If you enjoy videos like these, support the channel by hitting that like button and subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds content. Also, if you have access to YouTube's new hype feature, click on it and hype up this video, it really helps out the channel a lot. Thanks. Upon first testing, I was thinking, maybe the Blackest Night could make this build possible, but then after testing, I discovered two things. To put everybody on the same page, when activating the Blackest Night, you convert around 30% of your base health into red recoverable health, and you get a barrier. Now, you can cast out of this barrier with an attack, or you can use it to absorb a set amount of damage. If the monster were to break through this barrier during the 6 seconds that you can hold it, your hunter will cast Eventide, dealing massive damage and then granting themselves a unique buff called Undead Redemption for 30 seconds. This buff does several things. First, it doubles your base defense before any other buffs. And then it prevents you from losing red health if you were to take any damage. This does not mean that you cannot die, because you can die, but it means that if you were to step on a pebble, you would still retain that red health. Oh yeah, and it also converts your entire HP pool into red health, meaning you get set to 1 green health. This allows us to instantly activate heroics, but it comes at a cost, especially on dual blades. The last port of the Undead Redemption gives you lifesteal on attacks, so when you are aggressively attacking the monster with your heroics charged damage, you'll quickly heal yourself out of that range. More so than that, because of how easy it is to be very aggressive and attack often with the dual blades, you also very quickly heal up all of your red health. In some situations, that's not a bad thing, it lets you get hit or knocked down so you can activate another skill like Counter Strike and then continue fighting with red health for a little bit of time before you heal it back up again. Also to note, because we have access to 4 pieces of the Dark Knight armor, the 2-piece set bonus is actually really good for dual blades. Whenever we have red recoverable health, we gain a boost in our element's damage. Different sources cite different elemental attack bonus increases based on the weapon type. I'm not exactly sure what the exact value is, but from my testing, I went from 432 to 484, an increase of 52 elements damage. The weapon that I tested with had a base element attack of 310. With some mathematics, that makes the elemental attack increase a 17% power boost to the base element's damage on your weapon. The second discovery is that, well, we can use the Dark Knight skill to inflict red health on ourselves and then jump into battle. Doing it this way means that you'll never get hit and you start out combat with the amps from the 2-piece set bonus and some other skills in this build. After some testing, I landed upon 2 variants that I find pretty worthwhile and fun to use. The first being the more stable of the two. For this build, we're going to be using the following armor pieces: the Omega Helmet Alpha, the Bale Chest Alpha, the Bale Gloves Alpha, the Bale Waist Alpha, and the Bale Legs Alpha. By equipping the charms and slotting in the decorations that you see on screen, we'll get the following skills. First up is Latent Power level 5. The skill itself will grant us 50% affinity and also lower any continuous stamina depletion by 50%, which includes the Demon Mode stamina drain. Latent Power will last for 2 minutes, and the way that you can activate it is by being in a fight for 2 minutes at least, or taking 130 damage. Converting our own health into red health using the Dark Knight skill counts as dealing damage to ourselves, meaning we can also self-trigger Latent Power if we really wanted to. Next up, we'll get 4 levels of Resentment for a pretty substantial boost of 20 raw attack whenever we have red health. Next, we have 3 levels of Weakness Exploit. Whenever we land a hit on a weak point, we gain an increased 15% affinity. This boost can increase to 25% when hitting wounds. Then we have level 3 Counter Strike. Whenever we get hit and are knocked down, we get 25 raw attack for 45 seconds. Normally, I'm not a fan of running Counter Strike on dual blades just because it clashes with the identity of the weapon being elusive, but we want to get hit for red health anyways whenever our Dark Knight skill is down, or if we need to reapply red health after healing ourselves to full thanks to the Undead Redemption buff. No matter the situation, 25 raw attack for doing almost nothing is amazing. With the next offensive skill, we align back with the dual blade's identity, with level 3 Adrenaline Rush. This comes from a craftable charm and grants us a 20 raw attack bonus for 30 seconds whenever we evade damage. And we want to do this to activate Demon Dodge Boost anyways, making this skill the perfect companion. Next, we have 1 level of Maximum Might for 10% affinity whenever our stamina is full. Because of the dual blades is very mobile and aggressive playstyle, you probably won't be using this buff all too much, but it comes with the Bale armor set, so can't really complain. Sometimes you get 10% extra affinity, yay. As for our last offensive skill, we're going to be slotting in 1 level of Burst. Burst is one of those skills that is amazing at level 1 and then kinda is mid until level 5. For dual blades, after landing 5 consecutive hits, we'll get a boost of 8 raw attack and 40 element attack. As for our utility skills, we'll get 3 levels of Constitution, 2 levels of Quick Sheath, and 1 level of Divine Blessing. If you have a custom charm with, let's say, level 1 Burst or level 1 Weakness Exploit or level 1 Adrenaline Rush, you could replace the Adrenaline Rush charm and then move around some level 3 decorations to have something like Attack Boost level 3, Burst level 1, and Adrenaline Rush level 1, or something like Razor Sharp 3, Burst, then 1 level of Adrenaline Rush. It may seem like a downgrade losing 10 attack, but having something like Razor Sharp increases the consistency of your damage by quite a lot. One thing that I did notice was how clunky it can feel to get to your maximum potential at first, because you have to put away your weapon to use the Dark Knight skill. If you already have the Demon Dodge boost and you try to use the skill, you put away your weapon, you lose the Demon Dodge boost, so you have to trigger the skill, get into your weapon demon mode, and then dodge and attack. One way that you can circumnavigate this is to fully build out your Demon Gauge, use the Dark Knight skill, and then get that perfect evade to trigger Demon Dodge boost while you still have red recoverable health. It is a bit more effort, but it is a lot of damage. Another way you can do it is to get the Demon Dodge boost and then get hit once. With just that one action, you trigger most of your damage amps except for Latent Powers, his 50% affinity boost. As for the second variant, it's going to be much more explosive. We're going to be moving around our decoration slots and charms to get Heroics level 5 into the mix. Level 5 Heroics provides an immensely powerful 30% increase to your base raw attack. As of Title Update 3, the average attack boost that you'll get from any in-game weapon is going to be around 66 raw attack. I would only recommend using this in solo mode or when playing with friends that know that you're doing this, because if you try to run this during SOS hunts, with an active party that's fighting an in-game monster, if anyone sees you below 30% health, they are going to heal you. So your dream of doing massive damage with heroics is dead in the water in multiplayer. But if you do find the idea of getting 66 raw attack from just one skill really enticing, here are the skills that you get from slotting in the decorations that you see on screen. Alongside 5 levels of heroics, we'll also get 5 levels of latent power, 4 levels of resent, 3 levels of weakness exploit, 1 level of maximum might, and 1 level of burst. Similarly to the first variant, we still get 3 levels of constitution, 2 levels of quick sheath, and 1 level of divine blessing. The one big difference here is that we have 1 level of evade window. Similar to the first variant, if you have a god charm, with 3 levels of heroics and an open 2-slot decoration and a weapon skill of some kind like level 3 attack boost or razor sharp, this build becomes immensely more powerful. At your maximum potential, your damage output is insane, but getting to it is a little bit clunky as well. Not only do you have to get to 35% health, you also want to stack that with the Demon Dodge Boost's attack amp, so you'll have to land a perfect dodge after meeting all these requirements, which is not a bad thing because what else are you going to do mid-combat? Just take the hit and die? Of course not, you're gonna dodge anyways, which triggers your Demon Dodge boost, which gives you the damage amp, which gets you to vomit a bunch of damage on anything that you're touching. No matter the variant that you choose to go with, you'll have to be on point with your dodges if you want to make the most out of this build. And while variant 2 is very explosive, variant 1's optimal potential is much easier to achieve and has comparable levels of power, thanks to Adrenaline Rush level 3 and Counter-Strike level 3 granting you 45 raw attack. And while it might not match the raw attack power of heroics, it's pretty close without the danger of being below 35% health. As for the weapon skills, as always I recommend having some kind of sharpness maintenance or enhancement skills like Razor Sharp 3 plus Handicraft 1, and depending on the weapon you use, either an artisan weapon or some kind of crafted weapon, you can always use the 1 slot and 2 slot to get crit boost 3, or in the case of an artisan weapon, you can get crit boost 3 and then also one other offensive skill like an Elements Boost level 3 plus Critical Element. Give this build a try and let me know what you think. I really wish more weapons had the Dark Side weapon skill. It enables some really cool stuff that right now only Greatsword mains get to use. Or maybe the weapon skill exclusivity is a good thing, creating certain niches within specific weapon types. but it would be pretty cool if I could use my favorite weapon type with the red health mechanic in a less clunky way. But that's just my opinion. What are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know in the comments below. If you'd like to be able to make this armor set yourself, but are struggling to beat Savage Omega Planetus, try out this build video on screen right now. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you in the next video.